Hello survivors and welcome to another video. In today's video we are going to be playing the Death Knight using his new weapon. It is known as Last Sentence. It is a ravaging strike which deals bleed damage, and it also gives us access to his unique skill, the second skill called Carnage. Now the nice thing about the Death Knight is he starts off with 90% movement speed, so that is going to be fantastic. But with regards to runes, we got critical strike or critical mastery, sure-footed, multicast mastery, executioner, and generalist. But we are going to be playing on Curse 7 and obviously using a lot of our movement speed because we don't have a dash. So if you do get more movement speed, do make sure you get some more, just because having that little bit of safety is a lot better. Although 90% is, a pretty decent spot, you do want to try and just get a little bit more. But out of that, majority-wise, upgrades we're looking for are going to be cast frequency as well as multicast. Because we are playing a bleed build, we do want to stack as much bleed as possible. And in order to do that, we are going to need a lot of hits. So we need to try and stack up as many of those bleed stacks as possible, as well as get some swing skills, because most of the bleed skills are actually swing. And our very first upgrade is an exposed weakness. You could not ask for better RNG than this, and that is just amazing to get luck-wise. And Bloodlust is also very, very good, especially for the cast frequency as well as movement speed. So that already sorts us out for a bit of cast frequency as well as movement speed. But obviously if we do find more, we will be grabbing it. So do keep that in mind. Now we are going to run in a circle around these elites because again we don't have a dash. So we do need to destroy or kill them. And the only way to do that is by outrunning them while still hitting them, so that they do eventually die. If we did stand still and do this, we would take unnecessary damage, and that will come back and kick us in the butts. So we're going to take the one Agile there, and again I think we'll go for one Doom. We can banish the armor and the block, we don't need them. And we will take a single Doom here, just so that in the future we have the option for Doom to Dazed, and we can move forward from there. So we did kill all the elites, so we're in a very good spot level wise. Again, we are looking for hemorrhage and bleed stacks, so we're going to grab Shockwave. Not the most fantastic of skills, but it's going to do its purpose. And then we can go for some cast frequency on Bloodlust, and I guess we'll just grab the Shockwave totem as well for now, because again we're just looking for the hemorrhage and bleed stacks, and these are going to help us. We are looking for swing skills that deal bleed as opposed to slam skills. But again, like I've said in the past, ladies and gentlemen, you do need to kind of just grab what you can while leveling. And in this case, it will be, the two slam skills. But here's one of the swing skills. We got ourselves Heart-Rending Strike. It also transforms all stacks of bleed into hemorrhage, which is fantastic. And then we are going to have to look at, obviously, grabbing, a nice legendary there. So we are going to look at finding Carnage. We do have to still find it, but I do think we are in a pretty decent spot in terms of area of effect, which is actually also quite important in this, so that's why you've seen me been taking it. And we're also in quite a decent spot in terms of damage. So Shockwave, as you can see, has a huge AoE right now, takes up quite a lot of the screen. It's a bit problematic in my eyes, but it's okay, it's not in the world. Here's another swing skill. We are going to grab it for now, and the reason for that is we want the swing upgrades. So the more swing skills that we have, the better. We're going to grab the cast frequency here because we will be getting rid of that totem. Damage for ravaging strike, that's a definite over there. We are going to lock the multicast as well. Ooh, I wonder what skill we kind of went over there. And then we can go for area of effect 40%, so that is fantastic. It's nearly absolutely every single skill we own, and then some multicast over there. So we have a huge amount of AoE, which is actually fantastic. And now I do believe we might have to turn our graphics down because of the shockwave. So if we can't get rid of shockwaves soon enough, we will have to turn the graphics down, because as you can see, it is extremely difficult to see. So that is a problem that we are going to be facing very, very soon. But luckily we do have enough movement speed to put us in a spot where we don't have to worry too much about enemies. We are going to go for the laugh though, just in case, and then again some more cast frequency on our bloodlust. So that's going to help keep that cast frequency and extra movement speed up for longer. But as you can see, we do deal a decent chunk of damage to bosses. The only issue is this silly, what is it called again? Void Hunters. We do have to just stay out of all the AoEs, which isn't happening too well, but that's okay. We gotta just move around the poison over here and land up killing all of these enemies. And again, we do have a lot of AoE, so we don't have to worry about not being in the area to hit them. As you can see, we are in the area of effect, and that is thanks to our huge AoE on our skills. And we do actually deal quite a lot of damage. So again, cast frequency over there. We are still looking for more swing skills. We can, you see, this is what we wanted, but not on slam. We might be keeping it, so I am going to grab it, and I do think we will have to now look at adjusting our build, because you know these things do happen. And we will start looking, well, here's subdue, so that's fantastic already. We can get rid of the totem, some potency for bloodlust, or more cast frequency. I think we do want both, so that's going to work there as well. I think just for now, until we are able to get rid of our until we can get rid of shockwave, we are going to turn down the graphics just a little bit, so that I am able to dodge the enemy's attacks that little bit better. And I also think we might need more movement speed, because I can see these AoEs hurting us later on down the line. But for now, we just got to keep our mouse in the direction of the bosses, and that's going to keep them getting hit, and that's going to keep the damage up. Again, we do have a lot of area of effect, so we don't have to worry too much about being close to the bosses, which is a fantastic plus for us. And we're just going to keep running around in a circle, because we don't want to get too close to them. It's going to give us less time to dodge their attacks. Although actually that's quite opposite. The cone damage area is actually smaller the closer you are to them, but the prophetess and some of the void hunters do have those terrible circles, and if you are too close you will get caught by them, and they just deal a lot of damage. So it's just easier to dodge everything from the outside. And we've got 6 skills, so let's see what we can get. Again, we're still looking for some of the slam skills, but if we can't find them, that is okay. Some multicast for area is fantastic. We do want some damage on ravaging strike still as well, and then we can just keep going for more crit and some more fragility. Alright, so as you can see, we are multicasting quite a lot now, which is fantastic. Festering strike wasn't really planned, but it is a swing skill, so we just grabbed it anyway. A very, very nice skill anyway. It deals a decent chunk of damage as well. And as you can see, that was pretty easy, pretty effortless. All we had to do was just run around in a circle, and everything dies eventually. So you could just keep repeating this, keep going around in a circle and in a circle. We've got a beautiful multicast here for Ravaging Strike, and a gorgeous one over there. And then we go, oh my gosh, what is this? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, the amount of multicast legendaries that we just got in a row there is unbelievable. So that is definitely going to help with the damage. You can already see it happening over here on the what are those things called? The pylons. What are those things called? I say it like every day, but I can't remember. Alright, so this is actually a very bad spot to be in, because we're in a little bit of a corner, and therefore we can't run around them very nicely. So we are going to move back to the middle of the map, and we will take them from there. Again, we do just want to run around everything, stay away from the prophetess because we don't really want her attack to hit us, and we're going to just take a wide circle around them because again they are using their attacks that are area of effect. So you know, we just got to keep running around in a circle and everything will die. You can see we're doing a huge amount of damage. We didn't even get the skills we wanted to show off. We never found Carnage, but this is a perfect example of how to beat Curse 7 when things don't necessarily go your way with the character that you are playing. It just shows you we don't have anything that is massively OP over here, although Ravaging Strike is hugely strong and so is Heartrending Strike. But we do have a bleed build. We don't have any of the synergy skills like hypothermia or anything like that. We do have, you know, the chance to cause fragility on hits and things like that, which is obviously a huge damage boost for us. We did get hit by the paladin there, which is unfortunate. We didn't actually see him, so you know, that is a thing that happens. We do have to just stay away from that attack of his and try and kill him. There we go, he is dead. So we're going to go for more doom stacks over here. We don't necessarily need the area of effect right now. We do have a lot of that already. I could get rid of the shockwave and put like a shadow grasp in, but the area of effect for shadow grasp isn't too grand. So we're going to keep it as it is. Grab the cast frequencies over there. And then we have area of effect more, or what is our crit? Yeah, so we'll go for the area of effect because our crit isn't too high. So we don't need the crit strike or the crit damage. We're not really critting too much, but now we are going to be running around again like we've been doing, and you can see we are dealing tons of damage to these bosses. Again, it's probably part of Doom and the fragility more than the skills themselves, but it doesn't really matter as long as things are dying. It doesn't really matter what the skill was or how you did it. What's important is that it is happening, and we are in a very safe spot as well because we also have a little bit of knockback in our skills. So when enemies are too close to us, at least we do knock them back with some ability or two. So one more boss to go in terms of the second last lords, and then we will be stuck on the very last 4 lords, and we will be done and dusted very well. I mean, in a respectable time, especially since this did not go the way we wanted, and we never even got the strongest skill that we could have got. So it turned out to be very, very good anyway, but not exactly what we were looking for in terms of a build. But perfect example of how you can just go with what you're given and to make the build really strong. So Death Knight is very, very strong with swing skills, and this is just the perfect example of that, because as you can see, because of the knockback, we don't have anything near us on a high curse stage. So you wouldn't even think that this was a high curse level if it wasn't for these silly void hunters as well as the void presence. I don't think we would have even known that this was a curse 7 run. We are just running around destroying the pylons. I'm hoping to get some topaz just to see if a curse 7 run yields a bit more topaz than some of these other runs. There is like a little bit of a problem going on with topaz and some of the uncommon materials. I'm not sure what the whole story is over there, but we're probably going to end up getting more rarer materials than we would the topaz, and that is a problem, especially if you haven't been playing for long. You are going to need to farm a lot of the topaz, and you know, that's going to take you a very long time if you only drop 4 per run, or a maximum of 4. That's if you're lucky. I really did want to show you guys the other skill, the Carnage skill. It is an amazing skill to play with, especially since it works off bleed and hemorrhaging as well. But unfortunately, we didn't get the skill. Not the end of the world. Not everything always goes the way that someone wants it to. Obviously, being a content creator, I could have restarted this, but this video landed up being a perfect example of why you know, just how good some characters are, regardless of the skills that they use. Again, we are using quite strong skills. We've got the holiday skill, which is extremely strong, and then I believe that swing skills are just strong regardless. So there we go. We finished a 10-minute 49, which is a respectable time, and it's actually, oh, obviously it's the fastest time with this skill. But Shockwave doing a surprising amount of damage of 18 million over there, so that's really, really good. And then we've got our Ravaging Strike. Guys, I did get extremely lucky. We got a whack ton of multicast on our skills as well, 200% there. We got a really good Bloodlust going over there. You can see it's up every 10 seconds, which was fantastic. We got Subdue, which worked out really, really well. Never did a lot of damage, but it did apply fragility as well. And it just never had enough time to really do what it wanted to do. But Festering Strike has always been really good. So that dealt a lot of damage, as well as the new skill, Ravaging Strike, really being ravaging over there. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And always remember, keep safe, survivors. Until next time, cheers.